Earlier this week, the X account called Libs of TikTok tweeted about Democratic State Senator Analise Ortiz, saying she was actively impeding and doxing immigration agents by posting their live locations. That was followed by State Senate President Warren Petersen, a Republican, saying that he had asked the U.S. Attorney for Arizona to launch an investigation into potential violations of federal law.
So then a spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security told Fox News that Ortiz could be hit with obstruction of justice charges. Fellow Democrat Governor Katie Hobbs weighing in, saying she has concerns about Ortiz's posts, saying that she's observed situations, quote, where I've seen officers conducting a raid and being targeted, and we want to make sure that's not a situation that's being created here.
State Senate President Warren Petersen joins us now on the Newsmaker line. Senator, do you think that she really doxed these ICE agents? I mean, she didn't give out their addresses, just the areas where they were working. And isn't Senator Ortiz's actions covered by the First Amendment?
Good morning, Jim. Thanks for having me on the show. First of all, an important point that needs to be part of this discussion. You guys all may recall that Chris Mays investigated Donald Trump for saying he was a war hawk, for saying that Liz Cheney was a war hawk. There was nobody screaming and saying that that was Donald Trump's First Amendment right, but that was clearly Donald Trump's First Amendment right. And she dropped the case later on because it was clearly his First Amendment right. So, yeah, we support and protect people's First Amendment rights. You have a tweet and a post by her saying, I will help people avoid ICE, whether they're legal or not, or I will help people whether they're legal or not. You can go see it. It's out there. She stands up and says, there's nobody illegal in a country where your land was stolen, and on and on. There's lots of comments like this. So you literally have somebody standing up and saying, in front of the whole world, as an elected official, I'm going to break the law, or I'm breaking the law.
So we're on the phone right now. We're speaking with this morning State Senate President Warren Petersen. So would you be in agreement? Some people have been calling for her to be removed from the Senate over those posts. Being removed from a position, others would say, is a pretty drastic move to take. Would you back having her removed?
If she's broken the law, if she's convicted of a crime, if they find out. Now, there's a difference between saying you can be sitting with people and say, hey, I broke into a store, I burglared, or I broke into a store, I committed a crime, and actually doing it. So right now, she's saying she's doing it. So that's why I reported it to the district attorney. They need to investigate and see if she's committed a crime. If she's convicted of a crime, yeah, people are removed from elected officials, are removed as elected officials if they commit crimes. That's not uncommon.
Let's get back to whether or not this was a crime, because you, State Senate President Warren Petersen, are an attorney. Is this how I realize that this maybe creates a larger issue for law enforcement officers, might put them in more danger. But how is it really fundamentally different than saying, warning, there's a speed trap up ahead and you guys should slow down when you get to that area?
Well, that's why the investigation needs to occur. She's saying that's what she's doing. She's saying she'll help people evade ICE. So, again, she's saying she's committing a crime. I didn't, from the post, I mean, are we going to believe her or not? I don't know. But she's saying that she's helping people evade ICE, and she's willing to help people evade ICE. That's against the law. So that's if she's doing it, then yes, she is.
As the top leader of the state Senate, when you hear, though, that, someone on the legislature is getting death threats, how do you react to that?
Of course, that's not appropriate. It's happened to me. It happens to a lot of legislators. And anytime we do something that people don't like, You have people upset right now that she's saying she's breaking the law, or that she's saying she's willing to break the law. Anytime you do that, that happens. It happens to a lot of legislators. It's not okay. Under any circumstance, people shouldn't issue death threats. But this double standard where Chris Mays goes after Donald Trump for using his First Amendment rights and nobody says nothing. We now have somebody who's saying, I'm committing a crime, and now everybody's trying to turn it into the First Amendment. It's the double standard is it's just the same old, same old. When Republicans do something, we just have we suffer much more scrutiny than when Democrats do something.
All right. Thanks so much. Once again, that is State Senate President Warren Petersen.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.